Hello. We are live now.
Woo!
Hi, everyone. How are you today? It's kind of been a warm day, rain in the forecast. So we're preparing for that.
Really windy this afternoon. That was crazy early. I don't know what it is now because I haven't been out, but man, it took the door out of my hand when I left the house. And
Well, I've been here since 9:45, so I don't know what it's been there. But the sun's gone under, and it's kind of like, okay. But, you know, this is March. The weather changes all of the time. So we got a couple things of announcements. Um, we actually we have someone here. Is that Stan? That's not. That's not. I don't know if that's a person I recognize. Doesn't look like the Stan we know, but anyway, maybe it is. Anyway, we want to talk about our block of the month. That I don't know when it's going to happen. Um, we still haven't gotten the patterns in. We have the fabric, and you can come in and look at the fabric. We are not selling it until after the block of the month is done. And my understanding, the block of the month would be is 7 months. So for 7 months, you would get a package. So please, if this is something you want to do, please, we'll let you know when it's time to sign up and get on the list for getting the block of the month. And then each month, we will demonstrate how to do that block here on the show. Now, if it's in June and July, I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that. I may have to do a special show so that it would be at another time, but it'll be there one way or another.
Or I'll just come in and Darla will train me how to do it, and whoever's with me that night I will demo it. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll get it done, and you'll get to see it.
Yep.
So, okay, so we've got that coming up sometime. I'm going to turn this around. And we have the Central Iowa Quilters Market. It's on Friday, April 17th from 10 to 5, and Saturday, April 18th, 10 to 4. It is at the Sycamore Row Event Center at 2609 University Avenue here in Ames. Excuse me. This is the same show that used to be in Nevada at Gates Hall. They've moved it this year into there. The Sycamore Row Event Center, I'm almost sure, and I have not double checked it, but I think it's a Spark or something hotel near the Gateway Hotel in that area. So it's not in the Gateway, but it's right near there. So that gives you a general location where it is. There are 14 vendors. We are one of them. We have rainbows and calico things. Seems to Me, Quilter's Garden, Forest Mills, Block Party Studio, It's So Tempting, Tilly's Quilt Shop, Cedar Creek Quilts, Humble Heart Quilt Shop, The Quilted Strawberry, Debbie's Quilt Shop and Gifts, The Quilted Steeple, K&K Logo, and University Vacuum and Sewing. And we will have our some Bernina sewing machines there also.
Yeah, not as many as we had in Williamsburg because we only have one booth this time, but we'll have a couple. All our wonderful notions and some kits and goodies, and come see us.
Yeah, sounds good. We hope to see you there. Okay, so we'll move this out of the way. And, as we're getting ready, we've got classes coming up in April.
Yes, we do. Let's see. April 11th and April 14th, that's a Friday or a Tuesday, we have Whirl. And this is a beginner paper piecing class that's required to take any of the more advanced ones that we have. This one's from, I think, 10 to 3. There is an hour lunch break in there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a microwave, so if you want to bring your lunch, pack a cold lunch. There are a couple restaurants here in town.
Yep. Some
Cafe,
fast food and
some fast food. Cafe Yeta, which is the coffee shop on the east side of town, has really awesome sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
And then Allie's Pizza, which is just a couple doors down, they're open till 1 o'clock, and they've got some good sandwiches, some cute little mini pizzas. The mini pizzas are $5.
Oh, not bad at all.
You can't get a meal for that, and they're really good. So options. Then the 21st and the 25th of April, we're offering foundation paper piecing 2. So you have to have Whirl in order to take 2.
And it's either day. It's not.
It's not a 2-day. It's an either or.
And it's from 10 to, I believe, 4.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit more. So what you have is you get to choose. We have frolicking fish, which we have the table topper there. This is a table runner. Picture of it. We have dancing swallows as a table topper. I don't know if it goes the other way or not, but so that's if you like some fish, swallows. And my favorite is curious cats, which is a topper or a runner. So those are the 3 that you get to choose from. So sign up for them now so that we can make sure that we have the class, because we'd like to help, everybody learn how to do paper piecing.
And I am working on a paper piecing project for my UFO, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I took the frolicking fish class that Pat did. I took Whirl. I took Stellar Translucence, which is a star that's behind us there. And I do okay. Yeah. But I finally have done enough that I kind of enjoy it. So Pat was excited that I liked paper piecing now.
Yeah. It gets you those really sharp points.
Yes.
Yeah. I was at a quilt retreat and the lady was there. She was working on a full-size quilt, all paper pieced. It was absolutely beautiful. It was kind of a star pattern. Oh. It was just lovely, lovely.
I have aspirations of doing one of the QuiltWorks patterns someday, but not yet.
So anyway, those are the classes that we have coming up in April. Okay, what products have we gotten in? I came in this morning and here were 4 boxes all stacked behind the counter. Okay.
Goodies.
So we got our checker order in, which is a lot of our notions and nooks and stuff like that. So I've kind of put out a few things. We'll show some more next week. Some of it we've shown, and it was just filling up our empty hooks over there.
Yep. So we did get 2 new patterns in. This one's called Which Way, and it goes from a lap size, a twin double, up to a queen, and it uses panels. Yeah, sorry, my brain went.
Those panels that we get that have the individual squares. We have one that has horses on it. We have a cat one. We have an eagle one. And it's just these squares, different sizes. Sometimes they're little, sometimes they're bigger. And what do you do with them? Next week, I'll show you what I did with I bought the snowman one, and it's part of my UFO. I have been working on that one. You'll get to see it next week.
Awesome. And we've got more block panels coming in. We've got some Halloween ones coming. I think we've got another eagle one coming. So I thought that was a good block one. And this one's called Ingots. It's where you take your panel and kind of slice it up and put some flying geese around it and some sashing. So just something different rather than just a big panel with borders around it.
And we actually have the panel.
Panel we do.
I don't know that we have the other fabric, but we do have the panel in the shop, and we've got it made up with another pattern it's up on the wall that you can see. So it's just another way to use that panel.
Yeah, or several others. I mean, it doesn't have to be that panel. You can take any vertical panel and turn it into that. So.
That's right. So, okay, those are there. We also got, this was a heavy box. This is our quilting and crafting spray that you want to use, the starch you want to use to kind of stiffen up, get those really nice seams on your, when you're, after you've pieced 2 pieces and you're ironing it out, get your really sharp teeth. Well, but this is expensive.
Yeah.
It's about $50, but it's a savings because you also buy these little sprayers. I highly recommend these spray funnels. They fit on there, they twist, they lock into place.
Nice.
You pour it in. I'm not opening it. And then when you're done, you just take it off and put your lid back on. And even though this is expensive, it lasts a lot longer, and it's actually cheaper than buying the smaller containers.
Yep.
So it's buying in bulk. And if this is something you use, and I recommend that you use it because I think it does a great job. We have 4 of these.
Yep.
So, and if we sell them all and you want some, we'll get more.
And we do, I think, have one of the quart bottles or liter bottles left. But and if you prefer those, let us know. A couple orders ahead, we'll get another 6-pack of those in.
That's right.
So, to kind of go along with that, this is a Soline brand aqua eraser. Now you're supposed to use the Soline disappearing ink marker and put water in this, but we have discovered through somebody else's tips and tricks that if you put your pressing solution, and it doesn't have to be that one if that's not what you got, but you put your pressing solution in here, and where you've stitched, before you press it, you just take the cap off and you draw along there and then open it up and press it. It gives a nice crisp line.
When I do our demo, I will be showing you how you might use that, because we have one that is actually Denise's. So
I bought the last one the store has, so we had to order more, and they came in today. So if you want one, we've got them.
I had to buy mine today because there wasn't any left when I got in here. So I now have mine, but it really is nice, and it uses even less than the spray bottle. So it's a good thing. So that gallon will last you a very, 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 very long time.
Yeah.
So, okay. I guess we're going to get into our things, but our demo. But we also got in another rotating cutting table, and if for my demo today, I really could have used this because I had to turn my templates, and it would have been so nice to have done it
on a rotating
mat. Now, again, these are expensive, but they're well worth it.
So. I didn't think I needed one, and then I did the exploding hearts pattern.
Oh.
And there's 300 blocks. I think there's over 300 blocks in the quilt. Some of them are just squares, but there are, I think, 7 different types of half square triangles, quarter square triangles, a half square triangle on one side and quarters on the other, that you have to trim them up, all of them, to make it go together. And so I bought me one, and I'm like, oh, that was a lifesaver. So
instead of having to turn the fabric, you're actually just turning your cutting table.
Yeah.
So it keeps the fabric in this position, and you could actually leave your trimmer, the square with its half square triangles or whatever, leave that trimmer on there, and you just turn it.
Yeah, it made it so much quicker.
Yeah.
So much quicker.
Okay, so let's set that out of the way. So for today, I thought, what are we going to do? So I decided we would do the 8-inch Crazier 8 template from Creative Grids. Now, if you have looked at some of our pictures on Facebook, you will see Stan working on his Crazy 8 quilt that he was doing using these templates.
And he was using bright, bold batiks, and they were beautiful.
Yeah. So I've already cut them out because I thought you don't need to see me cutting it out. So it comes with 8 pieces, and maybe we need to lower the camera. So I'm going to send Denise around this time.
Turn that so I can see what I'm doing.
Yep. You can just lower the camera.
Oh.
Never mind.
There we go.
I'm so used to doing it, and Denise isn't. So anyway, and I cut 4 I dug out of our scrap bucket down here, or bin, 4 pieces of fabric that were almost the same size, and not quite. And so they're the scraps. These are not colors. So you have 5 pieces. You have A, B, C, D, and E, and so these are my different sizes that you can see. And as I said, I just dug them out. They do not go well together. It's not what I would make a quilt out of. I would be more aware of my colors and how they complement each other in these things. And this one, not so much.
But it is Crazier Eight, so maybe you want to do a crazy, wild, scrappy.
You might want to do that. So I went ahead and cut them, and so this is my A, B, and C, and I sewed them together. And then this is my D and E, and so I sewed them together. So I now I have 2 sections, and this tool that we talked about. Okay. So this is what it is. You unscrew it here.
Yep.
Now I can't demonstrate it completely, and this has a little pinhole in it. I don't know if you can. I know you can't see it. And then this is a plunger down here. This part here. So you'd stick this end in your starch solution, whatever you're using, and then you pull up on that plunger. And then when it's full, you put it back together. And then you push a little bit up so that you get your tip wet by pushing on this. As I said, I have already ironed these. And then you just rub it right along that seam. And then you iron it. Now I have already ironed it, but I wanted to kind of show you how you ran that across there. And it puts just the right amount of starch on there so that when you iron it, you get a nice sharp crease like that. So then you sew these together, and notice it's already cut the tips off there. So that would be your final block. It would kind of goes together like that. But I just kind of threw those on there. So let's pull this one back over here. Okay. I've got all these different pieces. So I don't know. I've used some of each of the others. So I could maybe make, I already got to remember which pieces I've got here. Here's my A. I've used the B, so I'll just put a different one in there. B, put it there. No. How about if I do it that way? I think that'll work better. I think so. And then nope, this is not my C.
No, yeah.
There's my C.
There you go. The little guy.
Yeah, I haven't got them all memorized yet. There. And there. Okay, now this is all the same with this odd one there. But maybe I want to um, make it a little bit different. I could maybe change this one out and do that. And now I've got a star. Now if I made a bunch of blocks and I can't do it now because I don't have enough colors, but I made them all the dark purple, then I would have a star in the center.
Yes.
But I've used the other there. So that just gives you a way, and you can mix and match these and see what gives you a pleasing appearance, what works the best. Things. So it's kind of neat. And the pattern, there's a free pattern in here that she gives.
Okay, so they put sashing in between the blocks.
They did. And then all the instructions are there and how it was done. But when I went to the YouTube there, I saw they demonstrated you could do kites, the kite pattern, the way if you get it again using complementary colors, the way you put them together, you get different patterns. So this is a very flexible template.
And and I've seen somebody cut inch or inch and a half inch strips of black and put in between each piece to give it a stained glass look.
Oh yes, a stained glass look. That would be really pretty.
And the other thing I was thinking was if you're going to use, just this layout, if you're going to quilt it on your domestic, use some of your fancy stitches on your machine. So make it a truly crazy quilt by, doing little leaves down one row and duckies down another and just all kinds of crazy stuff. The blanket stitch.
That's right. So this is you kind of look at this and think, what do I do with it? And you see this and think, well, I don't want all my quilts to look like that. Can you see? Yeah, kind of see it. But there's so many other things that you can do with it.
Yeah.
And as I said, I only grabbed 4 fat fabric out of there. Barely was enough, but I was able to get them all done, stacking them up. And I cut all 4 at the same time. So anyway, that's just lift the camera itself without the
I moved the whole thing earlier, so I'll put it back.
Anyway, so that's the Crazier 8 by Creative Grids. This is an 8-inch, so it gives you kind of an 8-inch block there. But don't be afraid to give it a shot, and pick better colors than I did. But
I had a thought while I was standing over there. If you've got a fabric that's big prints, or wild and crazy, you could just cut that up and do a white or a black or whatever color sashing and make it a stained glass of that fabric.
Yeah. So maybe
all kinds of options.
Maybe when Stan gets done with his quilt, we can have him post it on our Facebook page, or we can maybe have it back behind us so that you can see a full quilt made with it, because he was doing stars and all sorts of neat stuff.
Cool.
It is really, really cool.
He was working on it at our retreat and had a design board set up and had them stuck up there, and we were playing with the different orientations and color combinations, and
so another tool by Creative Grids, another option of doing things. So next week we have another little tool that we found. It's not all of these tools are what everybody wants, but I think some of them will be very helpful for some people. So,
and we should have some new fabrics in stock next week, so we'll have those to share as well. So a little teaser to come back and see us next week.
That's right. And don't forget about signing up for our foundation paper piecing classes. We've been offering classes, and it's just learn. It's learning new things keeps your mind sharper. and it makes that brain, that muscle up in between our ears working,
Yes.
so that you learn new things, and your quilting world opens up wider and wider.
And I think I won't say we're done with the white stuff weather, but it's getting less and less chance that we're going to get more of that. So you don't have that excuse of, well, the weather's too crappy, I don't want to go out. It's getting nicer out. Come see us. Come play.
Yes, we love seeing everybody in the shop. So don't forget the vending show in April. Don't forget about our classes. And we'll see you next Thursday on It's So Live. Thank you very much for coming and sharing this time with us. Don't forget to hit the little bell, and then it'll ask you for personal or all or whatever. I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, if you do that, you will get a notification that we are going live, so that you might not miss us if it doesn't. But if you miss us, you go back, pull up YouTube, search for It's So Live, and you will find us that way. Also, hit the thumbs up, because the more thumbs up we get,
the more people see us.
More people see us, and it'll be easier to find us next time.
And if you don't want the notifications popping up on your phone, just set an alarm on your phone for 6:30 on Thursday nights or 6:25.
Yep.
I use my phone for strange things like that all the time.
Okay, so let's see. Well, Pat joined late. Let's see. One of the tips from the retreat that I use now, the pen with the pressing spray for the crisper seams, and that's from Robin. She learned a lot there, and she's really quite getting to be the quilter.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for posting on this, and most of it just saying hi and good evening, and we're glad that you're here, and we will see you next Thursday, same time,
same channel.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Where's my exit?
Top, end, over, up, in stream.
Oh,
I know, right?
So easy.
That was me last week. How do I get out of here?